So we're going to be discussing some very important rules, the exponent rules. Maybe your problem looks something like this. Times a to the power of n. Or, maybe it will be easier if you look at it like this. If you have a problem that looks like x to the third times x to the second, well, a to the m times a to the n is am plus n. So, if you had to do this sample equation right here, what is 3 plus 2? It is 5. So the answer is x to the 5th power. Now, let's go over another one. Let's say that it is x to the negative 5 times x to the negative 2. Well, the answer to this, just think about negative 5 plus negative 2, x is negative 7. If it was x to the second times x to the negative 4th, 2 plus negative 4 is negative 2. This is how you do the first of the exponent rules. Now, the next rule we're going to be going over is a to the m over a to the n. This is simply am minus n, which means if you had x to the 5th over x to the 3rd, becomes x5 minus 3, which is basically x to the 2nd. We can plug in numbers, like you probably will when you use something like scientific notation. 10 to the 5th over 10 to the 6th. What's 10 to the 5 minus 6? That equals 10 to the negative 1. Looking at one more example, we can look at 2 to the 30th over 2 to the negative 52. Well, 2 to the 30th minus negative 52 equals 2 to the 30th plus 52. Remember, we can make this a plus sign, which means it becomes 282. And that's how you do the second exponent rule. We'll go over a third one. We have a to the m to the power of n. This simply becomes a to the m n, which is a to the m times n. If you look at an example, this becomes a 2 times 3, which is x to the 6th. Looking at another example, let's look at 10 to the negative 3rd times 10 to the power of 6. This will simply become 10 to the negative 3rd times 6, which is 10 to the negative 18. Another exponent rule. Oops, let's try that again. A over b, A over b to the power of m. All this is a to the m over b to the n. If you look at it with numbers, let's look at 10 to the 6th over 8 to the 7th. All that equals is 10 to the 30th. Let's make this clear. 10 to the 30th over 8 to the 35th. If you want to look at a little simpler example, we can have x over y. This will just be x to the 2nd over y to the 2nd. And those are your 4 main exponent rules. They're very important, especially when you get into scientific notation. most of these x's and y's are going to be 10s, and you're going to have to be able to simplify them. So, there's your exponent rules.